Welcome back, Rich Minds. It's your boy Reno coming back to you with another video. And today's topic is gonna be how to be a great steward over what God gives you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. How to be a great steward over what God gives you. So let me say this, y'all. I look in my community, I look in my comments, right? And I saw this comment and it was super dope. She said, "Can you do a video over how to be a great steward over what God gives you?" And I thought that it was a great question. So I wanted to elaborate on that on one of my glorious 5 reasons on how to do that. And I just thought that it was a dope question, man. A lot of people need to speak on these particular topics. See, a lot of people talk about how to get it, but people don't talk about how to keep it. Yes, sir. They talk about how to get $1 million, but they don't show you how to sustain $1 million. Yes, sir. So I wanna elaborate on this particular topic, man. So I want y'all to tune in. If any of one of these reasons resonate with you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel. So tune in. All right, the first one on how to be a great steward is to manage your resources. Yes, sir. Let me say that one more time. Manage your resources. Meaning, if the kid who has $10 and he blow it all on ice cream and candy, it's going to be a lot different from the kid who have $10 and spend $3 on candy and save $7. Let me explain. When you spend all your resources, spend all your money, mismanage your resources, mismanage the things that God has given you, when you start doing that, you're not going to be able to handle much. You're not going to be able to handle much. It says that if you can't manage little, who will give you much? So if you can't manage $100, what make you think that you're going to miraculously, learn how to manage $1,000? Learn how to manage $10,000. Learn how to manage $100,000. So you got to understand, if a person can't give you, or a company or an entity can't give you an assignment or a dollar amount, and you manage that, who's going to give you a bigger assignment, or who's going to give you more money if you can't manage that? So it has to make sense, right? It got to make sense. So the first one, y'all, is going to be a big one. You got to understand how to manage your resources. A prime example of this, another example would be the person who make it in the NFL. They get a multi-million-dollar contract. Okay, 5 years later, they homeless on the street, or 5 years later, they gotta sell all their prized possessions. Why is this? They didn't understand how to manage their resources. They didn't understand that, this is not going to keep coming if I don't do the right things. Meaning, if I don't know how to invest my money, if I don't know how to multiply my money, if I don't know how to save my money, if I don't understand how to manage my money. And see, I want to make this clear, right? This is not only pertaining to money. This is pertaining to responsibilities. This is pertaining to relationships. This is pertaining to anything in life. Resources. So you want to understand how to manage your resources. Number 2, gratitude. Yes, sir. You got to be thankful for the things that you do have. You got to be thankful for the things that you once upon a time did not have. Now you got those things. You got to hit your knees, pray, be thankful. Not even just only pray, but God, I thank you for my house. God, I thank you for my car. God, I thank you for my job. God, I just thank you. You don't always got to pray to God and say, look, hey, God, can I have, that Bentley I've been talking to you about? You haven't brought it to me. Can I have that Bentley? God, I've been thinking, I've been starving. I only been eating noodles. I only been eating rice. Can you bless me with a nice, juicy steak? Right? You got to be thankful for the things that God has given you. He probably didn't give you a whole bunch. But in order to be a great steward, you got to show gratitude, because guess what? When he put you in the position of being a big steward, I'm talking about now you got the Bentley. Now you get to eat at Ruth Chris and get a big old steak. Now you got the money. Okay, once he see that you show gratitude to appreciate the small things, he gonna give you the big things, right? He gonna give you the big things. Because he understands that, you're one of my good servants. You're one of my good loyal stewards. I appreciate you for being that. So with that being said, I'm going to show you that I appreciate you. I'm going to show you that I see you. I'm going to show you that I understand that, oh yeah, you're a good steward. You're a good steward. So let's be grateful. Let's wake up and change the way we think. Yes, sir. Let's wake up and change the way we move. Let's wake up and change the things that we do. Let's be grateful. How can you be a great steward if you're not appreciative of the things that you have right in front of you? Right? Like if you got an apartment, you're a steward. If you have a car, you are a steward. See, people think that, oh, you start being a steward when you have the big things. No, it don't work like that. You just a steward over much more, right? You're plentiful. You're a steward, right? So understand this. When you have an apartment, guess what? You are a steward. You are a steward over that apartment. You got a car, you are a steward over that car. Understanding that this is a steward is only someone who is managing something. A person who is in control, the gatekeeper. You are a steward. You are a steward. So I want you to understand, show gratitude, be grateful, and more will come to you. And this is how you can be a great steward over the things that God gives you. Point blank, period. Number 3, all right, give. But not just only give. Give with good intentions, give with a good heart. Yes, sir. I'm going to say it one more time for the people out there in the back. Give with good intentions and give with a good heart. Let me explain. It says in the scripture that God does not like a person who gives with closed palms, gives with selfish intentions, give and don't really mean, like, I'm going to give you this, but I really don't want to. It's better to just not give at all. He loves when a person understands how to give and you happy with giving. You happy with giving your 10%. You happy with giving to the homeless. You happy with giving to people who are less fortunate. You're happy with giving to the world. You're happy. Here you go. I want to help you. I can't get the money out of my pocket fast enough. I know people who be fighting over the bill. See, look, people don't realize that giving is the secret to abundance. Yes, sir. If y'all want to know how to get rich, how to attain wealth, how to attain a lot, how to be plentiful, how to be abundant, it's simply being a giver. Be a giver, because the more that you give, the more you receive, right? A lot of people take, and they wonder why they can't get more. See, God don't give to takers. He gives to the givers. He gives more to the givers. So Sylvan quoted that giving is the secret to abundance. Once you understand that, you will have something. Jesus also quoted this, and I got the scripture too, y'all. Yes, sir, I got the scripture too, because some people be trying to challenge my biblical knowledge, but we ain't doing that today, right? We ain't doing that. So I want to give y'all this quote, and I'll tell y'all where it came from in the Bible. And of course, if y'all got different translations or whatever in the Bible, it's going to be slightly different, but the message is going to be pretty accurate and precise. All right, so Jesus said, to him that has, more shall be given. But from him who has not, the little that he has shall be taken away. Yes, sir. Let me say that one more time. To him that has, more shall be given. But from him who has not, the little that he has shall be taken away. Jesus simply said that, I don't care if you got a little bit, you better give. Or that little bit that you got, I'm going to take that. Give me that. You don't know how to give. I think in the Bible, Jesus had went to a family who was poor. And he asked for a meal. He asked for a meal, and she I think she kind of complained and said, I don't have anything. He said, I didn't ask you that. I asked for a meal. She ended up taking the last that she had. He blessed her with, I think he blessed her abundantly. He blessed her abundantly. This is the true story. Now, as far as exactly how it happened in the series of steps, I don't know, but I do know that this story happened. Jesus went to a lady inside the Bible. He asked her for a meal, and she was like, I don't have it, but and he said, I ain't asked you that. Just give me something. I'm about to bless you. Give me something. I'm about to bless you. So she went in there, whipped it up, did it for him. He blessed her abundantly. What am I saying? Again, if you have a little bit, give. Now let me make this clear. I'm not telling you to give your last. I'm not saying give your last to where now you don't have an apartment, to where now you can't pay your bills, to where your kids ain't gonna eat. What I'm saying is, if you got a little bit and you done took care of everything else, give a person 1/10 of that. And let's just see if God gonna bless you, tenfold. Or let's just see if God gonna bless you just with a little bit more. Let's just see if God gonna bless you a little bit more. So from the little that you do have, the little that you are a steward over, be a giver. Understand that giving is the secret to abundance. Now, that scripture came from Matthew 25:29. Matthew 25:29, where Jesus speaks about whoever have little, the little that you do have, it will be taken away if you don't give. And the person who have much, the fact that he keep giving, he's going to be more abundant. Why? Because he gives, right? So understand that that's a big one on how to be a good steward over what God gives you. Give. Number 4, y'all, leadership. Okay, leadership. Let me explain a little bit about leadership. What happens with leadership is when a person is a leader, they understand how to make better decisions. Or they should have the capability of understanding how to rationalize and make better decisions. Now, all leaders are not, let me say this, all leaders are not good people. Okay, so you got, let's just say you got Martin Luther King and you got Adolf Hitler. He was a good leader, but he was a bad person. Why was he a good leader? Because he understood how to structure. He understood how to mobilize. He understood how to communicate a message and articulate a message to the people to get them to follow him. He was a good leader. He understood how to structure. He understood how to orchestrate. He understood how to get people to follow him and do certain things. Therefore, he was a good steward over that thing that he had. He had a what? Organization. Yes, sir. We're talking heavy, y'all. So Adolf Hitler was a good leader, but he was a bad person. Why? Because he caused the Holocaust. He caused the Holocaust. He killed millions of Jews. So he was a bad person, but he was a good leader. Let's take Martin Luther King. Good person, in my opinion, right? He stood for something. He stood for freedom. He stood for civil rights. He stood for something much bigger than just living and being a regular person. He stood in his purpose. He stood in his passion. He stood in his education, and he led millions of people. Right? He probably didn't do everything right, but guess what? He was a good leader, meaning he was a good steward over what he had. What did he have? An organization. He was a great steward over that, right? He was a good person, in my opinion, right? But he was also a good steward because he understood leadership. So let me tell y'all the story about David. David was a shepherd, right? That's what a steward pretty much is. You're a shepherd over things. But David was a shepherd. And a shepherd is a person who leads the sheep. He leads the sheep. He guides the sheep. He takes care of the sheep. That's what he does. You see now look at the comparison. Steward, shepherd. Steward, you guide, take care of the things that you have possession over, right? The shepherd, he led and guided the sheep, the things that he had possession over. This is David. David was anointed to be the king. Samuel told David that he was anointed to be king. Yes, sir. Y'all do y'all script. Y'all do y'all scripture check. I'm telling y'all now. David was anointed to be the king, and Saul didn't like that. Now, in the beginning, Saul was cool. Saul was like, man, I like you, youngin. But once word got back to Saul, like, hold on, he anointed. He anointed. He gonna take my throne. He tried to kill David. David had to go out into the wilderness. This go back to that isolation creates elevation, but that's a whole nother topic. But so when David seen that, okay, I understand that I'm a shepherd. I understand that I'm anointed and I'm chosen. But what does this mean? He was a leader. Okay, so guess what? But in order for him to get to that position of leadership, what he had to do? He took that slingshot, took that rock, slayed Goliath, put him on the throne. Yes, sir. See, David was a king. He was a king. He made mistakes like every other man, but guess what? He understood leadership. So God put him in what? A position of leadership. And what that leadership made him a great steward over what he had. What did he have? A kingdom. Yes, sir. We talking heavy. David had a kingdom. He led a kingdom. If y'all know anything about politics today, what we have presidents, David was considered what a president would be today. Back then, that was David. Okay, so David was a king, and he was a great steward over what he had. Reno, what you saying? What I'm saying is, when you understand leadership, you understand how to be a great steward over the things that you do have. All right. So number 5, y'all, next one, last one. And I'm going to say this. You got to understand how to be resourceful. So that's the last one. Number 5 is being resourceful. Resourceful. Okay, so what is being resourceful? Resourceful is having the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. Okay, simplest term, Reno, simplest term, man. Being resourceful, you understand how to solve problems with no problem, right? You understand how to solve problems quickly. Yes, sir. So when you are a great steward over things, you understand how to be resourceful. Use the things that you have around you and stop using everything. Prime example, you got this person who got a bottle of ketchup. I can't stand people like this, by the way. You got somebody with a bottle of ketchup. They take their ketchup and they squeeze it all over the fries. They squeeze it all over the tater tots. They squeezing it all over everything. It started with a whole bottle. Now it's a half a bottle. They wasn't resourceful. They wasn't resourceful. They don't understand how to economize, maximize the minimum, use less to make more. Use less to make more. Okay? So guess what? When the ketchup get almost gone, now I gotta run and go buy another bottle of ketchup. No, just throw a little water inside that. Squeeze it, shake it up a little bit. Be resourceful. Solve that problem without trying to use more, without trying to gain more. Use the less to make more. You gotta understand how to economize, meaning maximize the minimum. That's simply what it is. So when you're resourceful, you understand how to economize. When you're resourceful, you understand how to use what you have in front of you and make it the most. This is why I tell you this. No, you do not want to have the poverty mindset. But one thing I respect about people in poverty is that they understand how to survive. Now, surviving and thriving is totally different. And I don't want to only survive. I want to thrive. And I want you to thrive. But what I'm saying is that when you economize, or when you put people in a place or a position to not really have as much, we understand how to use what we have around us. Yes, sir. When you was a kid, you probably grew up poor like me. I can't sit here and say I was just straight middle class. I was like lower middle class. I wasn't higher middle class. I was like lower middle class. You know what I'm saying? I was like lower middle class. So with that being said, when you didn't have a trampoline, what you do? You jump on the mattress. When you didn't have a basketball goal, what you use? A basket. Like, when you didn't have certain things, you understood that, okay, maybe I can't do this, but I can do it this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my mama couldn't cook us certain food, she said, you know what, y'all? We don't got no rice, or we don't got, no chicken to put together, but I'm gonna do y'all some noodles and sausages. What she was resourceful. She was resourceful. Okay? She understood how to economize. She understood how to make the most from the minimum. And when it comes to being a great steward over certain things, you're going to understand how to be resourceful. Let me solve this problem real quick. Let me take care of this real quick. Okay, I know I don't have this, but what can I use around me? I'm going to use my resources. I'm going to economize. I'm going to maximize the minimum, and then I still come out on top. God to give you more. That's how you become a great steward. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope if any one of these resonated with you, y'all make sure y'all say, I'm a great steward. Yes, sir. And God will give me more. I'm a great steward, and God will give me more. Because God want to bless you. He want to bless you. But before he bless you, he got to see what you're going to do with this little bit right here. Right? He got to see what you're going to do with this little bit that's right in front of you. So understand that you have a blessing on the way. You are going to become an even better steward after listening to this video. And if you are already listening, that means you already on the right track, or you already done. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all hit the links in my bio. Get one of my books, Rich Mentality, Fairly Unequal, Traumatized by Love, or 8 Steps to Self-Publishing a Successful Book. If you want 30% off those books, make sure you join the Patreon, join the family to get closer into what I got going on. You can ask me a question as well, and I'll give you an exclusive video an exclusive video, any question that you want, as well as giving you a monthly patron shout out. Look, if this resonated with y'all, if y'all love the video, make sure y'all subscribe. Catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.